Hello, friends. Ben Hogan's famous book had obviously opinions about how to hold the club. It's something that all golf books deal with very early on in the first few chapters. And we treat each of the hands separately because they're different. Now, with regard to the left hand, Ben Hogan thought that it was important that the three fingers other than the forefinger and thumb be the primary uh, control of the golf club. And then he thought that it was also valuable to have what is described a little ambiguously as a short thumb. What that means is he pulled the thumb up a half an inch nearer to him, a short thumb, because a long thumb he thought gave him less control at the top of the golf swing. So a shorter thumb meant that the wrist action at the end of the backswing was more predictable and controllable. Then he also positioned the left thumb on top of the club. Now, this is commonly described as a weak grip, and that term is also a little ambiguous. It doesn't mean that it's squeezing less tightly. It means that it's turned substantially to the left when you compare it with the grips that were recommended about the same time. These other two books here, that one of Tommy Armour and then, of course, Ernest Jones, all of them from the early 50s, they thought that the left hand would be turned in such a fashion that the thumb was right of center, which over the years I've found to be much more beneficial for most of my clients. Now, the reason that Ben Hogan wanted his thumb on top is because he wanted, as I was describing, a weak grip. And the reason is that he couldn't win until he figured out how to stop hooking. A hook is a ball that bends alarmingly to the left and usually into the trees. So he developed a game that would be resistant to that. And part of that adaptation was that he gripped with the thumb on top. Now, normally, the grip is formed with the knuckle of the forefinger and the thumb pressed together enough that when I was a boy, we would put a sixpence about the size of a 10-cent piece into that crease between the two. And that crease would be, one, able to hold that coin there. In other words, it's not an open gap, it's a line. And that line would be going up over the right shoulder. A little different from what Ben Hogan advocated.